Hi, welcome to Hikate's Crossing. I'm Paula, and what today I wanted to look at was the Loteria cards that I made myself. Now the reason why I made the Loteria cards was because being in New Zealand, I was finding it really difficult to find a set that sort of resonated, that for me sort of just spoke to me in a way, and also price wise I just was finding it really difficult to find a Loteria set that I could bring into New Zealand within a reasonable sort of price point. So anyway, I decided to make a card deck for myself and just thought I'd add it on to my sales, with the rest of my Oracle and Tarot decks that I've added. I decided to add the Loteria deck. Now the first edition has this backing to it. Now with this backing, I realised that I had, once I'd got it printed, I realised there was a mistake in one of the cards. So I've made a second edition which has a black and white back to it, and then there is a third edition which has some change, which has a change in the final card to it, with plain blue backs. Now edition 1 and 2 have the lovers, and edition 3 has the horse as the extra card. But other than that, they're generally exactly the same. They've just got different backs, so you can decide whether you want a patterned back in like this, or black and white sort of, or grayscale sort of picture, or a plain blue back if you wish. You can decide whether you want a patterned back or a plain back. That's up to you. And that all the other cards are all the same. So what we're going to do is I've looked at all the Loteria riddles and meaning, and then I want to work out what do the cards actually mean to you. So for those who don't know what a Loteria deck is, all of what Loteria cards are, and I just realised the light here has just gone really bad, so let me just fix that up. See if that's going to make any difference to it. How's that? Oh, that's a whole lot better before I start showing the cards. So Loteria cards were originally a game very similar to what we would call bingo with numbers, but they used images, and instead of the caller calling the actual name of the card, they would use a riddle. For example, now I'm not going to say it in Spanish, my Spanish is terrible, so it would be something like the rooster would be, the one that sang for St. Peter will never sing for him again. And then what they did with that is then they would work out, well, that would be the rooster, El Gallo, and the one that sang for St. Peter will never sing for him again. So they would find the rooster and put a little rock or a coin or a disc or something on top to block it, and when they got a row of 4, all 3, depending on where they were from, mainly 4, and when they got a row of 4, they would then sing out Loteria or sing bueno, meaning good, that they got a row. So then there was a time when with the Loteria cards they were used for divination, and so by being used for divination, what you did was you looked at the riddle and what does that actually mean to you. So we're looking at the rooster, okay, and the riddle was the one that sang for St. Peter will never sing for him again. So that to me speaks about voice, communication, self-expression. So that'd be some of the keywords that I would use personally. That to me would be about not singing again, not using your voice again. Maybe there's a loss of voice in some way, not being able to self-express who you are as an individual. That could be part of that. I feel like that could be some of the things. So what do you think would be some of the meaning for the rooster? The one that sang for St. Peter will never sing for him again. What does that mean to you? I feel it's very much about the throat. Very much about the throat area, not being able to communicate clearly, not being able to use, not being able to self-express who you truly are as an individual, feeling very suppressed about who you are as an individual, not being able to say what you think or what you feel. That to me is what that means. But you might have some other thoughts when you're going through the deck. Now we have the little devil, and this one is, behave yourself, buddy, or the little red one will take you away. That's my devil card. So let me read that again. Behave yourself, buddy, or the little red one will take you away. And I think this to me is talking about behaviour, talking about maybe addictions, repeated patterns, doing things that are not agreeable to certain people, to society. Maybe you're doing something that people would think was wrong or immoral or something like that. So I think that's what that card means to me. What does that mean to you? Behave yourself, buddy, or the little red one will take you away. What does that mean to you? Interesting. Now these are interesting too. We've got the lady. Okay. This to me I've used more as a significator card, as talking about the lady or a female being receptive to a situation. But also here it says, polishing as she steps all along the royal road. Polishing as she steps all along the royal street. What is that? Polishing to me is cleaning along the royal street. So, or is she la-di-da? If you know what I mean? Is she? To me, it's a sort of to me, it's about a lady who's quite well off or well-to-do, or it's interesting. So what does that mean to you? Polishing as she steps all along the royal street. I mean, I'd use this card as a significator for me, and I'm talking about, or being receptive. Receptive energy, about being receptive about a situation. Then we've got this one here. I've just put it El Caballero. And there's different ones. There's Alcantara, Caballero. There's all sorts of words. It's like to me it's about the gentleman more so than the dandy. I like the gentleman better. So Sir Faruco in the lane wanted to toss away his cane. So to me this is about a gentleman who's quite well to do, and and doesn't think he needs to actually use his cane as a cane. Doesn't need to use it, but he needs to just all very a flash gentleman. To me, he's just a flash gentleman. Next one we have the umbrella, and this one says for the sun and for the rain. Well, that to me is just talking about protection, about being protected, being covered, protection, cover. Okay, next one we've got is La Sirena, which is the mermaid, and this one says, don't be swayed by the songs of the siren. So don't be swayed by the songs of the siren. So that to me is talking about temptation. That to me is being tempted by something or someone who may not be good for you. What are your thoughts? Don't be swayed by the songs of the siren. That to me talks about temptation. So what do you think that could mean? Next one we've got is La Escalera, which is the ladder. It says, ascend me step by step, don't try and skip. And that to me is just a slow progress. It's just talking about, you know, ascend or move up into new levels of awareness. Just slowly, moving slowly through the process, not rushing. What do you think it means for you when it says, ascend me step by step, don't try and skip? So yeah, definitely about being, to me that's about being slow, not rushing along the situation. Next one we've got la botella, which is like the bottle, and it says the tool of the drunk. This to me is like a container, or you know, something that's contained, or something that's being used by somebody else for not good. You know, you've got a choice in how you choose to use this. You can use it for not being so good, or use it for good. So I think this to me is about tools, you know, and how you choose to use the tools. This is the tool of the drunk. Okay, the next one is the barrel, and this one says, so much did the bricklayer drink, he ended up like a barrel. And that to me is just about maybe finding yourself, maybe putting on a bit of weight, or maybe you might find yourself not being very comfortable in your own skin. I think it's just, and also it could be about, again about being addictions. You could use it in different ways. If you want to call addictions, could be addictions in many ways. You know, what are you doing for comfort? Are you eating for comfort, drinking for comfort, you know, to take away the pain, all those sort of things. You know, what does it mean to you? So much did the bricklayer drink, he ended up like a barrel. Okay, now we've got the tree. He who nears a good tree is blanketed by good shade. He who nears a good tree is blanketed by good shade. Again, I get a sense of protection, being nurtured. Protection and nurtured, maybe. He who nears a good tree is blanketed by good shade. Yeah, that to me is definitely about protection, being shaded, being nurtured, being taken care of in some way. Okay, next one we've got is the melon, and it says, give it to me or take it from me. Give it to me or take it from me. Shouldn't say that. Not being a I want to say, I might edit it. Okay, what I might do is give it to me. Okay, so we've got the melon. Give it to me or take it from me. I think that's a sense of being in balance. You know, giving balance of all sorts. You know, what are your thoughts about that? Okay, the last one we're going to do at the moment is called the brave man. Why do you run, coward, having such a good blade too? So I think there's a sense of standing up for yourself and fighting. Stand up for yourself. Have courage. About having courage. I think that's what that one's about. Having courage. So that's the first 12 cards of my set. So there you are. So we'll explore the next 12 in the next video. So that's it. Thank you for watching Loteria riddles and working out some of the meanings as we go through them. And I'd love to hear your thoughts down below. Take care and blessed be.